So you got to be mindful of the spiritual F boys. It's a whole new level of the game that I don't think most people realize, and they're just now starting to get into it. So we've talked about the Grand Rising and those guys and all that, but spiritual F boy understands how emotions work. They understand how logic works. They understand how the world works. They understand how to use the right phrasing. They understand how to show up on time and be consistent. They understand how to be clean and romantic and all these things that everyone wishes for. But the thing about the spiritual F boy journey is you have to learn discipline and self and not give your energy away to everybody else. This can go from male to female to feminine to masculine. Spiritual F boy, I'm just saying it as a general term, it just means that energy of you know that people want you. You can feel people wanting you. And your goal is to not let yourself fall into every moment of lust or energetic connection, or it felt so deep they feel like a twin flame or a soulmate. You got to be careful on this journey of spirituality. And so, a regular F boy, go about your life, do your thing. In my 20s, I was a regular F boy. I was not trying to date. I had a roster. There was somebody different every day. I didn't care. I was always safe. I always took care of myself. But it was like, listen, if I can get away with it right now, I'm going to get away with it, especially in my 20s. I mean, my late 30s now, but in my early 20s, baby, yes. You want to go out? Let's go out tonight. We can go out tomorrow. I would put, and I would tell them too. I'll pencil you in, and people be looking at me like, "What?" It's like, I'd rather be honest than not. But at that time, I didn't realize how much of my energy I was giving away, on top of the chaos path that I was creating. And so this is where spiritual F boys, because I proclaim myself as an ex F boy. I know I was. I know I can be, but it's not on purpose. Hear me out. I am romantic at heart. I'm a hopeful romantic. I love romance, but I'm also a 90s baby. So I feel a lot of that was conduced by the Disney era and a lot of the 90s sitcoms and everything else. It was always surrounded around a love triangle or relationship or something. It was always about romance. And so it's just a part of who I am innately. All my brothers, lover boys, love their wives, love their families, but we are still masculines and we still have thoughts and we still have feelings. And it's not about feeling like you have to step outside of a relationship, but prior to being in a relationship, the masculine has so much pent up, built up sensual energy that they don't know what to do with it. And that's why it's important that other masculines and other males teach this to young boys as well as young girls so that they can understand that everyone goes through a phase of trying to figure out who they are. The F boy can be distorted and they can be hurtful or they can be healed and still know that they got it, but they can't just be slanging it on everybody, right? And so this has been part of my journey for myself is because I was always seeking affection, thinking it was love. And that's what the spiritual F boys and even regular F boys do. I say regular F boys because they genuinely just want the physical. They don't have a connection to their emotions. They know what they can get physically, they know what their avatar looks like, they know how to say a few words, do a few things, great. The spiritual F boy is more emotional. They're more in tune with their awareness, and this comes off maybe as you call it the sassy guy or whatever else, but they're just a lot more attuned with their emotions, which means they're a lot more in their spiritual realm of feeling and thinking and processing. And so these types of guys, they have to grow out of that phase. There's no way to help them out of it. There's no way to teach them out of it. They have to grow out of it. Even for myself, I thought that I could try to force myself into long-term relationships if I just focused on that one person and made it work this way. But it never worked, not because I wasn't ready, but because energetically we were trying to make something happen that wasn't meant to happen. And so this is where the F-boy energy comes in, where it's learning how it's okay to want to share your energy. You just have to be wise about how and who you share your energy with, right? Because in the spiritual realm, you have chaos timelines. And if you keep choosing chaos, knowing that you don't have to, again, this looks like you're hanging out with somebody on the couch. They're being really physical. They're touching, they're going down places, you're getting aroused, you're getting turned on. In these moments, you have to know how to be like, is this worth giving my energy to? Is this worth depleting my spiritual bath, right? Because we all have this tub, how I envision it, of energy that we just go bathe in when we need to cleanse ourselves. And if I'm draining myself to give this cleansing energy, because that's the only way I can say it on this app, to someone else, then it's just been wasted because they might not care about growing anything with you. They might just want to spread the seed for fun, right? And so we as the masculines have to understand that knowing how to manipulate and abuse power is not make you powerful. Knowing how to respect and hold and yield power when it comes to sensual energy, and understanding that I might not think, like even growing up and even now, I don't think I'm the greatest looking guy. I think I'm attractive. I think I take care of myself. But I don't know what someone else thinks of me. And if me just running through them and making them feel special how I normally do, then they're going to look at it like, what's wrong with them? And so that's where I say, as a spiritual F boy, you have to know how to go back and say, look, I'm sorry. I am sensual and kind to everyone I'm with, and you are special, but at the same time, I don't want you to read too deep into this because that's just who I am, and I don't see this going any further, and I would like to be friends with you, or whatever you have to say to make sure that you put balance into their life, right? Because it's not fair to come in and just be like, I know I can pull you, I know I can get you, let me woo you, say all these things, and then when you get what you want, you just leave them high and dry. That's where we create more trauma. This is why people are out there hurting. I understand what I did. This is why I went on this journey, so I could heal myself so that I wasn't going out and hurting other people. But it takes maturity to realize that you have to know beauty is a power, okay? I don't care how people want to think about it or how to treat it or say, don't, beauty is power. Trust me, people pay a lot of money for beauty. People invest a lot of energy into beauty. And I don't mean commercially. I mean, you can look at politicians and celebrities, and half the time if the masculine has money, they're gonna put it into beauty. And y'all know what that looks like in many different ways. So being sure that you remain in your own energy and understanding, like, when you get a certain power, the maturity part, the Sigma part, is knowing not to abuse it. That's where the superhero part comes in. And so I say this video because it has no rhyme or reason. I'm just talking off the top of my head, where I just want to say sorry to all those that I emotionally abused you and didn't realize I abused you, because that's what it is when you get somebody wrapped up into your energy, making them believe you're going to give them something and provide them something, and then you simply disappear, give them nothing. That's going to come back as karma, right? So I believe in karma loops, and I believe in understanding how to close those cyclical types of energies and patterns that we keep repeating over and over and over. So I had to learn how to just be, look, this was fun, but it's not going to go any further. Even if it stings, that's much better than me participating in the energy further and getting them more invested. And then that's where you start creating that energy of making someone feel like they're crazy, which is not cool. So understand that everyone has F-boy energy. It's, again, learning how to see what type of power it gives you and learning how not to abuse it so that you don't keep creating karma timelines in your own healing journey and repeating and calling back karmic partners that you don't want to repeat with. Because that's all it is. When they say, why am I repeating this partner? It's because you keep creating karmic cycles in this life that are going to keep repeating that cycle for you to remember the lesson to be safe, be kind, and close the cycle. Love you.